The Joe Rogan Experience.
Especially for people that don't train. They always want stand-up fights.
True.
So how did you wind up going over to Myanmar?
So just again, I watched a Vice documentary on prison fight. Okay, look at that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So the prison fight thing, that's again it's for in Thailand. For those who don't know, it's sanctioned by the Thai Department of Correction, and they didn't do. I was on the last one ever in 2014, and basically, it's inmates fighting foreigners, and if the inmate wins, the sentence is reduced.
Whoa!
Yeah, have you heard about this?
No.
Okay, prison fight. Yeah, I did that, and we were so basically we go into maximum security prison outside of Bangkok, maximum security prison, and it's like a movie, man. Like they made a movie actually about it recently. I was on the real deal. I was
wow.
And I was with my Turkish friend. We go there. They take away our phones. We go to that big metal door. We go underneath. I have goosebumps talking about it. And then we see 800 inmates. They're all there for either rape, gang rape, murder, drug trafficking, and
and they can get their sentence reduced if they win a fight.
Yeah.
What if they win 2 fights?
One guy actually, it was on Showtime. They did a documentary on Showtime, and he actually won the finale. He won against an American, and he got released.
A murderer?
He won. He was he actually. What I heard. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he went. He was in a bar, and somebody like talked about his girlfriend or touched his girlfriend. He went back. He took a knife and stabbed the guy in the neck, and he got in prison for that, for murder, basically.
And he got out for fighting well.
Fighting very well.
Holy shit! Don't go to that part of the world with a squeamish stomach.
Fudge. So he was, but actually those guys, they do some mistakes, but they were fighting in Lumpini. They were like high level guys, you know.
Really?
Yeah, maybe not like all champions, but they were like, you know,
they knew how to fight.
100 fights and up.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
So I get a guy who was there for trafficking methamphetamine, meth.
Oh.
It was like 10 years. And basically, me, actually, maybe you know Anvar Bozanarov, he fights in Glory. And he was actually, he fought for the belt against, he actually lost the belt recently. And we were, me and him at the time, he was not in Glory at the time. We fought there. And only, me and another Iranian won the prison fight.
And what are the rules?
So it's a 3-round fight, Muay Thai rules with gloves, with big pillows. 8 ounce. So at the time, again, my goal was always to go to Myanmar. So look at that. So basically, after this, I go back to Canada, and I'm like, my head is like, I don't want to be in -4 degrees Celsius, and minus 20 in Celsius. So I'm like, how can I go back to Asia? And so I go back. I save money. I go back, and then. I'm losing my thoughts. Basically, when I get that situation with Irina, right? Well, we're stressing for money, we're stressing for the future. I called up the prison fight promoter, and at the time I said, "You have a fight for me? Like I need to get money. I need to." He said, "Well, I don't promote Muay Thai anymore. I promote Leduc. You want to fight in Leduc?" I'm like, "Yes, that's my. I've always wanted to do this." So he's like, "Well, if you want, I have this guy, he's Tutu, Tootoo. He's undefeated champ in Leduc rules, 36
his
fights.
Name is Tutu?
Tutu.
Wow.
That's his real name.
He was undefeated in how many fights?
36 fights. That means it's all KO, right? Because traditional Leduc, it's KO only to win. We forgot to say that.
Really?
There's no point system.
No points?
No.
How many rounds?
5 rounds.
So what happens if you go 5 rounds
Draw.
and nobody... Whoa.
Both
Even
arms.
if you're fucking the dude up.
That's what happened.
Wow.
So so basically I said, I don't care, let's fight. I want it because it's my dream. So he's like, well, how many fights you have? Well, I have 10 Muay Thai fights. He's like, well, Muay Thai? Well, he's 50 fights in Leduc and you have 10 fights in Muay Thai. Well, let me do something. He lied on my record. He said I have 40 fights. Okay, and then I go over there. I'm like, I don't care, because my coach Sifu Patrick and we were always eye gouging and like practicing. That's the mentality of it, like aggressivity, like fish hooking in the clinch or in the grappling.
Can you do that in Leadway?
No. But
Good.
I mean, you could probably fish hook if probably.
Probably.
I mean, they don't care really.
Really?
Yeah. But as long as eye pokes,
Right.
So anyway, so I was always ready for that. I wanted that aggressive fights. So I go to the fight and some kind of energy comes in my body. I don't know. I don't believe in that stuff, but like I just disfigured him. Like he didn't touch me much. I was using my push kick to the thighs. I was keeping my distance, and then I went inside. I used my elbows, and if you see the fight, he really puffed up. Like it was pretty cool. And then that was my first fight, and the crowd They were throwing bottles a little bit, but they were,
Why were they throwing bottles? Because he's their champion.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then they quickly saw that I did my likamun, which is the challenge gesture, very old challenge gesture, and they loved it. So they started. Really,
How does that work?
so basically, before the fight, you put your arm like this, and you
So explain to people that are just listening. You put one arm under your armpit.
So yeah, for those at home, so you put your left arm under your armpit and the other arm in the air, and you hit with your cupped hand on the triangle shaped of your elbow, and you 3 times. That actually gives me more goosebumps because that's I triggered that to the fight, right? And this is a very old gesture from Myanmar, from the Burmese army back in the days when they were in the trenches and they were fighting enemies. You challenge with honor and courage your opponents, and you do that, and that simulates the wing of an eagle. And you
So they saw you do that, and they got fired up. Because you understand the rituals.
Yes, because some of the times guys were coming from other disciplines, other country, and they were putting their white crew. They were doing a bunch of other things.
Okay.
I embraced the culture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they liked it. It's okay because at first they wanted another tall white dude to get fucked by their guys.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like I was sent there to lose.
Yeah.